Hi, I'm Matthew Malcolm with California Dairy Magazine, reporting to you from San Luis Obispo. Today I had the special opportunity to visit with some dairy students and representatives of Cal Poly and tour their dairy facility.
We have a dairy farm that houses about 200 mature milking cows and about 200 young stock. And kind of our claim to fame with the dairy farm is all the labor and management at the farm is provided by our undergraduate students. The students provide the labor, the management. Myself and our herd manager, Ben Folker, oversee the students. And if you compare that to some of the other universities around the country where they have full-time staff that takes care of the animals, but we do that all through our undergraduate program where students are paid to work at the farm and they can also do some of the chores and the management through classes. We also have a processing facility that's located just across the street from the dairy farm, where about 15% of the milk from our cows are utilized to make Cal Poly cheese and ice cream. And in the same situation, that students are involved in the cheese making, ice cream making. So it really emphasizes the Cal Poly learn by doing in all our programs.
What we have here is the Cal Poly milk barn. It's a double tin parallel. It used to be a herringbone, but through the Robert Rivers Foundation, we were able to upgrade the facility, reduce the milk time, and improve efficiency as well as labor costs. The dairy cows come in, Holsteins first, then Jerseys first, then Holsteins, and we're able to get about 100 cows in per hour milked, and then back to the pen. They really only spend about 45 minutes away from feed and up in the milk barn. Over here we've got our maternity area as well as our close-up pen and our hospital. Within there we house our heifers. For our close-up pen, our heifers with our Holsteins, and then as you see on the far side there's our box stalls with our bull calves as well as calving pens if need be. Most of the time they calve in the hospital and then the calves are moved over. On the far side there's our Holstein pen for the Cal Poly Dairy, as well as on the opposite side our Jersey pen for the Cal Poly Dairy. And then on the north side of the freestall we've got our project dairy herd, which is the 30 Holstein cows, and then across from them is our young stock, our young heifers. In the far freestall we've got our dry lot, where we house our dry lot cows as well as our young stock that comes out of the calf hutches and then over to the young stock pen, which eventually then they're moved up and bred in the heifer pen, put out on pasture, and eventually they end up into the maternity and close-up pen.
And then this area here usually is where we house our calves, but the way the hill is, the breeze, and it's cold in the winter, it's a lot colder down here, so we keep our calves up here in hutches where it's kind of wind blocked with there's a show barn, and then with the dairy processing facility it keeps them cooler in the wintertime, and then we move them down here in the summer so they kind of catch that breeze. And then over here we have 2 lagoons. The whole dairy is set up on a flush system, so all the lanes get flushed, and then the manure gets separated and the water drains off into the lagoons. And then also we have a recirculation project and a methane digestion project that's underway right now, and it's actually showing, some of the results are showing that there's not a lot of methane actually being exposed into the air. A lot of it's right off the top of the lagoon.
Also we've got our feed facility up the way where we house our corn silage, our wheat, barley silage, as well as our alfalfa bales, brewers, grain, as well as our rolled corn and all the concentrates. So I came to Cal Poly 5 years ago with the intent to go to the best dairy science program on the West Coast. We're one of 4 actual dairy science programs that aren't under the umbrella of animal science, with an emphasis in dairy science. You can come to Cal Poly and get strictly a dairy science degree, which is why I came here. So I come from a dairy background that's been about 20 years removed from dairy. We've sold our dairy about 20 plus years ago and went into regular farming. So for me, being a non-dairy student here at Cal Poly, not directly going back to a dairy farm, I've been given the same capabilities, the same experiences that anybody going home to a dairy farm has. which has made it a quite welcoming and warming experience over here between both the faculty and the administration. They focus on the learn by doing aspects, as well as making sure that you have a position within farming when you graduate.
The legacy of California dairymen continues through this rising generation of dairy students determined to further the success of this great industry. Read the full story in the coming issue of California Dairy Magazine. I'm Matthew, reporting from Cal Poly, CaliforniaAgNet.com.